Welcome back to the Shop Mini RC, everybody. I'm Ken, and today we're looking at the new Injora electric screwdriver, little cordless electric screwdriver. This guy is probably going to be on Amazon soon, but right now it's only on the Injora website. We'll put links down in the description. But yeah, this thing should be pretty cool. I definitely have been looking at different electric screwdrivers lately. I've got a couple others as well. I just figure let's check this guy out too. I like the size. It's pretty small and ergonomic. The one thing already that I am concerned about, and this is with most electric screwdrivers that are smaller, they don't have torque settings. You usually need to get a much larger driver, almost a drill type sized electric screwdriver, from your your main tool manufacturers out there, the big ones, but they're a lot more expensive. They're in the hundreds of dollars, and I don't know, I just wanted something kind of small and easy to use. This seemed like it would be a perfect addition to like my travel kit. Let's go ahead and put this guy on here. There we go. So this guy comes with the charging cable. I'm going to put up all the stats over here. You can check it out. Basically, it's got a little lithium ion battery, an 850 milliamp battery. It's going to have a lot of torque. I can feel it. Oh, yeah, I stopped it. Yeah. So we just got to be careful not to strip things out. Let's see what sizes we come with again. We got a 2 Phillips, a 4mm box, a 5mm box, a 5.5mm box. There's a 050, the 1.3, the 1.5, and a 2mm. So these are the larger sized bit pieces. Like your other tool manufacturers make this size as well. These are the basically 6.5mm hexes. There are some smaller hexes out there for different brands and things of that nature. Basically, these little guys here and these little guys are the 4mm. And we do have a driver that's little 4mm ones, but it's more of a pen, here, I'll show you real quick. One of these guys. And it works decently too, but it just doesn't have enough torque sometimes for the larger stuff. So I'm digging this for the larger stuff. Should be good. We're going to do a set of wheels, and then I'll let you know how it goes. Well, that's the problem with torque. There you go. So don't hold it super tight when you're doing it. We did a lot of these screws holding it pretty loose. That way when it kind of stopped, it would just torque it, release some of the, not release the torque, but not give it full torque. And we just kind of held it tighter and tighter each way as we went around until the very end, where I was like, well, this one almost seemed like we were good. It stopped at that torque, but I shouldn't have pushed it all the way, but we do it for you guys. So definitely don't give it full torque when you're doing these small screws. We'll see how it handles on the bigger wheels. See if it's enough torque to tighten them down all the way. But that's just that's one of the things that happens with a non-torqued screwdriver if you're not careful. So like I said, we were able to do all of the 5 there without it breaking off. And each of the 5, I got tighter and tighter with how I held it until the last one where I just held it all the way, let it go. So we're going to go ahead and see if I can get this screw out of here. And one of the nice things about a powered screwdriver, though, 100%, is taking wheels apart, right? Taking wheels apart is way easier with a powered screwdriver, way faster. And so I highly recommend it being a thing in your arsenal of tools. Again, just without torque settings, you've got to be very careful not to break a screw head off. We should be good here. I should be able to pop it out. We'll see where it broke. It looks like it broke pretty close to the head. So hopefully we'll be able to get that out. Otherwise, we just ruined a set of new Injora wheels. Oh man, it's right in there. It's right in there. All right. Well, we'll work at it. We might be able to back this guy out. See what we can do. These tiny ones are hard to sometimes deal with. A lot of people will say, "Yeah, try to put a cross Dremel line in there to use a flathead screwdriver," but that doesn't work when it breaks off the head. That's good if you've got like a stripped out head, but not when the actual head breaks off. I was hoping we had more space than that. I was hoping it broke off at the carbon fiber. Almost never happens that way though. All right, well, we'll be back. So just a little tip on some of these things. If you can push them out through the other side, putting a screw in through the back sometimes will help if you can get enough threading. If you can't push it through the back, you're kind of in trouble. You might have to Dremel it down or try to, I've heard of people trying to super glue or put the tiniest bit of red Loctite and crazy stuff. I've never had any of those work. But when you have the ability to come in through the back, putting another screw in through the back will sometimes work. I tried doing it here. We didn't have enough threading. I went ahead and just took my 050 and pushed it on the back and kind of put a lot of pressure on it and was able to basically drill it out. Or not drill it out, but unscrew it out. So just a little tip there. That's why I went ahead and tried to make sure it was tight on on this. See how much the torque was on this versus on the back of the wheel here. Because then if it broke off in there, kind of in trouble because there's no way to push it out. So, yep, just something to keep in mind. So as I said, with these little guys, when you're kind of going in there, just don't hold the tire or the tool super tight. See how that went? And I just let it spin in my hand. And then you can always tighten it down by hand the rest of the way, just that little bit. Make it snug for the torque that you're used to having, right? Because you kind of can feel it out. Can't do that with an electric driver. So I just let it go. Then I can torque it up. That's the best way to use these electric drivers without torque settings. Like so. And we'll just go ahead and finish up our backside here. And then we'll go do some 1/9 wheels and tires and see how the torque is there. I do like that it comes with all the sizes we need for the minis. Again, just the different sizes. Plus, there's a ton of different, other companies you can go out and buy these ends from. Like if you're looking for an MIP end, you can get those and they'll work in this driver, all that stuff. It's just the standard bit size, which is nice. I'm also excited to see how this works. So we're going to throw this wheel on the rig and see how this fits. It should fit though. It's very thin walled. This is a 5.5 box, and it looks like we have no problem fitting between all the screws, all those lugs. So that should be perfect. Looking good. Again, 5.5 millimeter. You can see it does only have so much torque. But yeah, we're able to get those pretty tight. And yeah, the thin wall. That's super important. That's something that I absolutely hate. Almost all of our other drivers are way too thick and we have to mill them down. Look how much I had to take this one down. I don't know if you can see it, but that is a crazy amount. We had to take this down to get it to be able to fit in between some of these lug nuts on the small wheels. So yeah, that's a 5.5 on that, not a 4. So pretty thin walled, which is a good thing for these for sure. All right, let's do some 1/9s. So definitely gives a decent amount of torque, but not enough to get them as tight as you would want. So you definitely will need to give it just a little snug after you get in there. And usually you do that anyway once you get them all in. But it definitely makes it faster. And I dig that. This part is a nightmare to do by hand. So having a power driver, huge help, huge help. Then, like I said, once you get them all in there, just go back around in a star pattern and snug them back up. And once you let off the power, it basically becomes a solid driver. So it's not like you torque it down and it just spins like it's got drag brake or something. No, it like becomes solid. Like I could break these off if I wanted to with the amount of force that it would take. So that is also very good. We already went through his stars, so we're just going around right now, just kind of checking them. Yeah, good. Oh no, oh no, messed up the bead. Of course, of course. All right, well, good thing it's a power driver. Now, you might have to break them loose a little bit because I did snug them up pretty good. So that initial trying to get it out, not enough. So you gotta just give it a little break and then you can go. Alrighty. And we're all back together. I like that it has enough torque to get you like 98% of the way there. And then you can do the rest by hand, just as that final torquing down by hand. So that's good, because if it didn't have enough torque to get these going, that would be frustrating, unless your whole plan was just to use them only with the minis. But I like that I can do some of the bigger scale stuff too with it. Again, it goes up to 5.5 on the box and 2.0 on the hex driver. And then any other sizes that you may want to add. You can get these separately. So if you've got your own driver tips, you can get just this guy, or you can get just the tips, or you can get the driver and the tips. I believe the driver and the tips is like $30, $29. We'll post over here. You can see the options. But yeah, I mean, overall, I dig it. It's nice. It's small, ergonomic. Throw it in your bag. The only thing I wish is that it had like a small case that had these, right? If you had some sort of a small case that this was in there with, or a bag, if it came with a little baggie, like a little, just like drawstring bag would even be nice. Yeah, something along, or his little zipper bag. That would be sweet too. That would have been a super nice setup. So then you just throw the whole thing in your backpack and you're good to go. Hopefully the 850 milliamp hour battery will last quite a while. Obviously we haven't been using it long enough to know how long it'll last, but it should be enough. I mean, 850 is pretty good, and it's not like it's just constantly going. So yeah. The only other feature I've seen that some may have, they're usually a little bit more pricey though, as they may have a light on there. But again, this guy, if you're placing an order for Injora stuff and you need an electric driver, I would add this to your cart for sure. All right, guys. Well, thanks a ton for watching. I hope this gave you some information if you were looking at picking up the Injora driver. I'd recommend it. Again, just be careful when you're doing the small wheels that you kind of have your hand loose on it. That way when it does tighten up, you kind of don't use all the torque, or stop it before you get it all the way, and then do that last couple turn or two by hand versus using the motor. Beyond that, pretty awesome little tool for sure. So definitely use the links below if you get a chance. That helps out the channel. The affiliate links, our Injora link isn't an affiliate link, but our Amazon link would be, and that helps out the channel. Also, huge shout out to all of our channel members. You can see them over here. They help support the channel a ton. They get to see these videos early, but with no ads on them. They also get priority comment replies. Also, they have a special channel in our Discord. Check out our Discord. That's also down below. But the channel members have a special channel in that server for channel members only. That way they can always ask questions and whatnot. And I'm there to help them if they need anything. You need to ask any questions. Anyway, guys, thanks a ton again for watching. Thanks a ton to the channel members. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, all those things you do to want to help support channels and videos that you like. And if you want to be a channel member, somewhere down in there's a link for it. And we got a couple different tiers. So hope you guys get out there, do something awesome, build a car, build a course, build a community, and then smash it, crash it, and bash it. But don't break any expensive parts, guys.